I'm Edwin. The topic I'm going to talk about today is called Spread of Chinese mitten crab in Continental Europe, analysis of a historical data set. And the paper was printed in Hydrobiologia in 2003. First, I'm going to show you the picture of the crab. And this is a specimen of the crab. And you may say that, hey Edwin, how's it special? Why you choose it as your main character of your talk? And I'm going to show you this, and this is a cooked crab. That's why I chose it as the theme today. Okay, let's come to the introduction part. First, Angioscia sinensis, as we all call them, Chinese mitten crab, and its native range is from Hong Kong to North Korea in Asia. And they live in fresh water, and it's an omnivore, which means the crabs eat everything that they can eat, even another animals or plants or even dead bodies. And the crab is a migration animal. I'm going to talk about the migration behavior of the crab. First, the adults will mate in the late summer at the estuary. Estuary means where the river and the marine exchange. And the females will move into more marine parts of the estuary and release their larvae in early spring. And please remember that crabs release their larvae, not spawning their eggs. And the larvae develop of 6 pelagic stage for 90 days. Pelagic stage, which means the larvae will cannot move by themselves and move with the flow or the wave of the sea. And after settlement, which means the crabs can move by themselves, the juvenile crabs start migrate upstream. Keep going, and when they grow and reach sexual maturity virus, they will return to the estuary for reproduction, and it becomes a cycle. And okay, let's talk about how the crabs enter Europe. This is a map of continent of Europe and Asia, and the larvae in pelagic stage will carried by the ship's ballast water, and they spread from Asia to Europe as the path like this, and becoming an invasive species in Europe. And let's talk about what's ballast water. When a ship carrying nothing, no goods, no oils, and people will pump in some water into the ship and gain weight, which can make the boat more stable while the boat is sailing. Yeah. And let's talk about the impacts of invasive crabs. The crabs will bring negative impacts to even recreational and commercial fishing. And recreational fishing means people fish for fun, and they will cause the loss of bait, which means the crabs may grab away your worm, your string that you're going to fish. And commercial fishing, which means people fish or keep marine, which they will fish for money, and the crabs will damage the local commercial stream tours and the nets which used for catching fish. Also, they will compensate for resources with the local species. For example, the crabs has threatened the native crayfish in Britain, and this is the crayfish. And they will compensate for food and the habitat. But since the crabs have a large size than the crayfish, and the crab have aggressive behavior, which means the crabs like to fight, they're good at fighting, so it will cause a damage to the population of the crayfish. Okay, let's talk about the purpose of the article. First, the paper wants to quantify the spread characteristic of the crabs during 2 invasive events in North Europe and South France, and to describe the life history characteristic of the crabs, to classify small and large specimens, and to assess migratory behavior of the crabs. Let's talk about the materials and methods. To quantify the spread characteristic, the scientists digitizing the information from the literature, which means they read the other his historical data sets, and to measure the total length of river which occupies from estuary to the furthest upstream each year. To describe the life history characteristic, the scientists or the fishermen collect size distribution data of the crab population over several years. And to classify small and large specimens, fishermen use bottle trawlers, gill nets, and gill buckets to catch the crabs. And this is the shows you what is bottle trawler, gill nets, and a gill bucket. And to assess migratory behavior, scientists or fishermen will place traps to catch the crabs during migration. Maybe using this kind of traps. Okay, let's talk about the results. This is the map which showing the population which the population gaining of the crab. And in 1920 decades, is the first found record in here. The estuary of River Wilson and Elbe, and you can see there's you can find they keep increasing and coming to the upstream parts, and until the 1960 decades, we can first found the crabs in here, which here is France. Okay, I'm going to talk about the timeline. The crabs found in the Europe, and the first record is in River Wilson in 1912, and in River Elbe in 1914. And these two are the first found. The crabs was first found in Europe, and the crabs was found in the Rhine River in 1932, and also River Oder in 1934, and in 1943 they first found in France in La Havre Harbor, and they are also being found in 1954 in these two rivers in France, and they reach the artificial lagoons in France in 1959. Okay. By the crabs caught along Wilson and Elbe, we can find that the average pace length of the estuary to upstream is the crabs increasing 3 millimeters per 100 kilometers. This graph shows you the crabs keep increasing, and the x-axis is the distance from the estuary, and the y-axis is the length of the crabs. And by using downstream marking experiments, we found that the average downstream migration speed is 11.5 kilometers per day, which means the crabs can cover a really large distance within 3-month migration period. Okay, let's talk about the discussion part. We can find that there are a same pattern of expansion in length and river colonized in two invasive events in Northern Europe and South France, but there are extensive river system in Northern Europe, which means the rivers will well linking in Northern Europe, and there's not that well linking river system in Southern France, which we can show that the crabs in Northern Europe will spread more faster than the Southern France. And the size frequency distribution in the Elbe estuary shows the life cycle of the crabs. from January to February, we can find both large and small corals in here, which means okay. And March to April, you can find juvenile corals, which means shows the crabs start migrate. And May to June, you can find year one crabs corn, and July you can find the elder one, which means the elders come back to reproduce. Here comes the conclusion. And the crabs was first its origin in China and spread to Europe in the 19th century. And two main invasive events happened. And the main reason of the spreading of from Asia is by porous water of the ship, and they can occupy a big area in short time. And the crabs will cause damage to the hydro ecosystem of the whole river since they have a migratory behavior. That's all of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay.